Welcome to Nerdschatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome everyone to the Nerdschatting podcast. My name is Nathan, and with me, as ever, are my very good friends JB and Ben. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is going to be one of the shortest Nerdschatting podcasts on the planet because JB and I have literally just walked in the room. I'm rolling up my sleeves right now, and I haven't even turned my laptop on. But
He's ready for business.
I'm ready for business. Let's go. Cool.
I'm going to trim some stuff right now, so you don't even notice it. There you go. It's gone. Broken news.
What?
So this is broken news. It's so old it's not breaking. It's already
Whoa,
broken.
whoa! Hang on. We are the Nerdschatting podcast. We talk about movies and comics and TV shows that are nerdy and pop culture and cool or not. Now you.
Okay, now we're in broken news.
Now we
Broken
go
news.
with the broken
You're
news.
okay,
So
broken news.
insert broken news jingle.
No, I've already done it before when I
Okay.
started, and then you interrupted me. But you were correct to interrupt me.
Oh, you got told off.
So Avengers Infinity War makes all the money. I don't know, you guys, do you know about this?
It's made a couple of pence?
Yeah, 1 or 2 pence. Yeah. Let's have a quick look on
2
Box
billion
Office Mojo.
dollars.
So, did we say last week that it cost something like 300 million to make, and then it cost about 300 million again in
advertising,
etc.
So how much are we looking at in total?
So currently in total, it's what it made 1.2 billion dollars worldwide.
What?
Sorry, I just clear my throat. It's just 1.2 billion dollars worldwide. It's not quite been out 2 weeks yet.
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today. There you go.
That's off the chain.
That is off the chain, and it's not going to get knocked off. It's very good. You got to look then. You got to. What is your name? What is your name, JB?
That's off the chain.
It was off the chain.
Sorry, someone from the 90s just walked into this
Well,
room.
actually, yes.
So
This is probably the 70s, actually, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, smash your face in.
Actually, a little aside here.
Yeah.
JB has been calling me a prick all morning. What is wrong with him? He is horrid. We don't like him.
I love him, and you are a prick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Come on.
I mean, all of that seems
Look at all
fair.
the people in the background clapping.
Yeah. So
I will just very quickly, I will tell people why you're a prick later on in this podcast.
okay, fair enough. All right.
And I'll use my analogy that I used about where I am and where you are, and then they may get a better idea.
Okay.
Star Wars, remember?
No, I don't remember, but I'm happy to have this.
God,
You can cut this bit out and move
No,
on.
I'm not cutting it out. Anyway, so it's not going to get knocked off its number one spot in the cinema until the end of next week when Deadpool comes out.
Deadpool comes out on Tuesday,
Tuesday. They've
so
brought that
but
forward.
it's still got another weekend.
Yeah,
basically.
and I mean, we know people like in our office who are massively keen about it but haven't been able to watch it yet. So there are still people out there.
Yeah, and there are more likely people. I mean, I've only seen it the once. I really want to see it again, but I've just haven't been able to find the time due to other commitments.
I want to watch it with you.
They're holding hands.
Oh,
Everyone,
that'd
they're
be
holding hands.
That'd be fine.
So what I'm getting at is it's gonna get close to 2 billion, right?
I said it would make 2 billion at the start. Now maybe that was seen by some as over egging the pudding, but it's made 1.2 in 2 weeks. It's going to be around, I'd say, for a large part of the summer. Mm-hmm. It's not going to go off of the cinema screens anytime soon.
The crucial thing though to note about it is it is officially the world's fastest movie to make $1 billion.
And what was it beforehand?
Good questions.
Something like
It
Titanic
was
or
Force
something like
Awakens?
It was Force Awakens.
brilliant,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great.
But it's gone over Black Panther, which is.
Is that a little dig again at Black Panther?
No.
What's a little dig?
Yeah,
Black
also,
Panther,
yeah,
I think.
SP, yeah.
There's a lot of numbers on here which I'm not going to go into, but yeah, it's topped Black Panther's
Hang on,
speed
just making
record.
note
It's
of
tops.
that. Nate can't count. Right.
Yeah.
How many zeros?
Yeah. Look, there are
And he
there are
also
3
can't
different types of people in the world: those that can count and those that can't. I even really messed that joke up.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I don't
Dear. Dad joke? Was that a dad joke? I think it was a dad joke.
Yeah, it was.
maybe.
So.
That's the end of that news story. Isn't that great? Avengers Infinity War is making all the money.
Show me the money.
Show you the money. Next bit of news linked to Avengers Infinity War. Avengers 4.
Yep.
Spoilers, everyone, for Avengers. I'm sorry. Slight spoilers.
So I'll pop it in the I'll pop it in the episode
There's a
description.
spoiler here.
Yeah.
So there's a character in the comics, JB.
Adam Warlock, tell me more.
Adam Warlock. He's like What is he? He's a cosmic entity. Ooh, that does not sum him up. He's like super powerful. He's a universal godlike being.
Can he smash Thanos?
Yes.
Wow.
He has, at one time, one of the Infinity Gems in his head, like Vision. He can do all sorts of crazy stuff. He doesn't have the Negabands. That's
the other one. That's a guy from Annihilation, whose name I always forget.
Yeah,
but it doesn't
Quasar.
Yeah.
But he in the comics, he's a staple of like 70s and 80s Marvel cosmic stuff.
Right.
Whenever something big happens with Thanos or Galactus or Annihilation or any of that sort of stuff.
Right.
Sorry, Annihilus. Adam Warlock is around.
Captain Marvel, like
Captain Marvel,
boyfriend, girlfriend?
It's an equivalent type
Right.
power set. But the guys who directed Infinity War and Avengers 4, the Russo brothers, have said categorically Adam Warlock is not in the MCU, or at least not yet.
Could they lie?
They could lie. That's one of the things we're going to talk about in a minute, about them Marvel being misdirect people. But I tend to think that they're being honest, because I think the Adam Warlock character, like the Adam Warlock shaped hole in the MCU, is going to be replaced by Captain Marvel.
Question: he's called Adam,
Yeah.
and he's a cosmic entity.
He was a human.
Created.
No, he was human, I think, wasn't he?
Oh, okay.
I think Adam
So
Warlock was
there's
originally.
like
I thought it was
Thanos,
artificially
which,
created.
like,
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's not.
Sam's nails, whereas Adam is kind of like.
Well, I mean, he was set up as a potential MCU character in one of the 4 or 5 after credits scenes, zingers from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So you know the Sovereign, the golden people.
Yeah.
So you got the Sovereign High Priestess, whatever she's
Oh,
called.
right at the end.
And, like, her hair's down,
Oh,
she looks
yeah,
all
do you
bedraggled
remember that?
because the
Yeah,
Guardians have got one over on her. And she's creating a perfect human, a perfect being.
Yeah.
And she will call him Adam. And she sort of head turns sideways, and then you sort of pan to a, like a.
When we're thinking godlike
Like
creature.
a coffin/birthing chamber.
It was like a
thing.
chrysalis
Oh.
type thing.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Having just read Wikipedia, he was created on Earth by scientists calling themselves Enclave. So
we were both right.
So he is
But
from
mainly
Earth, which is why he's got the name Adam. I suppose it's a bit biblical, like
Adam
the
and
first
Eve.
creature. Yeah, exactly.
Watch out for snakes, all that sort of
yeah,
jazz.
yeah. Watch out for snakes. Good advice in all of the Bible and life.
I don't think he'll be.
Very good.
Yeah. So they're saying that he won't be in Avengers 4, but I suspect he might pop up at some point in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes.
But who knows what that film's going to be like at the moment?
Why?
Well, because
Of all the other stuff.
Infinity War.
Oh, you.
And
Yeah,
the
but-
ending, and the fact that there are,
I see where you're going
apart from, and this is the spoiler bit for Avengers Infinity War, there are no Guardians of the Galaxy left apart from Rocket.
But
Yes.
see, this is one of the things that I don't
Oh, and
mind
Nebula,
about.
sorry.
I don't mind this for me. Like, I liked the end of Avengers, the end of Infinity War. I liked the somber end to it, and I'm not bothered by the fact that I know categorically there's a Spider-Man Homecoming 2 coming out, and there's a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out. I don't care that I know
There
they're
will
coming
be a
back.
Black Panther 2. It made over $1 billion.
Exactly. I don't care because it's comics, and no
Dying
one
means nothing.
No one dies for a long time in comics.
No.
Superman, the death of Superman made international news when it happened in the 90s. Well, what do you know? A year later, he was back.
Yeah, of course he was.
Who's Superman?
What?
Who's Superman?
Oh,
I'm
just
sorry,
to-
we're talking about the MCU here. Who's Superman?
Hang on a minute, Ben. Just to put it out there, I am going to be watching Superman versus Batman over this weekend.
Do that in Nerdschatting.
Okay, whoopsie.
Cut that bit out, Nate. Cut that bit.
I'm not cutting anything out of this.
Edit point here.
No
I
edit
don't,
whatsoever.
I don't get the nerd scene thing anyway, so maybe Nate
I'll
will tell me.
explain
But
to you. Yeah. So, one more bit of news.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hang on. Again, potential spoilers for Avengers Infinity War. Go.
Yeah. So Venom. This is
showed
all.
copy
I'm annoyed at us for having done this, but only now do I realise that all of these news stories are linked to Avengers: Infinity War. But it is all the news
What
at
is
the
the
minute.
biggest film that's been out in a year?
Yeah. Well, we were scouring the news stories yesterday, weren't we? And
Every single thing
everyone
was
was about Infinity War, and there's nothing new out there. So anyway, the point of this story is Venom, the Sony movie that's coming out soon.
Venom?
Venom.
Yeah, I was going to say
Venom.
I was going to say Venom.
Wait, hold on a second, Devon boys. I never call you out on your weird...
We don't weirdly pronounce anything, do we, JB?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I'm sorry, everyone listening, is it Venom or is it Venom?
It's Venom, isn't it?
Venom.
It's phonetically.
Venom, not Venim.
Venom, which is coming out soon.
The French version.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Which is a Sunny production.
Excellent.
Yeah,
What was it like you being a dick at the start
Yeah,
of the podcast?
yeah. That's coming out soon. We all know that. We've seen the trailer for it, or 2 trailers now.
Yeah.
It's the second trailer had a really interesting title card that said "in association with Marvel," which led us all to go, "Oh, is it part of the MCU? Is it not?" There's all these rumours that Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, has been seen on set, and maybe there'll be a cameo there. If he is cameo there, does it mean that the Sony deal with Spider-Man and Marvel is crossed over, and that Venom is part of the Sony Marvel Venn diagram? We don't know. But the directors of Infinity War, the Russo brothers, have outright said Venom is not part of the MCU.
Right.
But that could be massive misdirect. It could be ultimate, spoiler reduction territory.
We spoke when we watched the trailer that it's the first time that we saw it said Sony Pictures in association with Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
So
Venom and Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. So it's an association. So what is going to happen?
Exactly, what does that mean?
I mean, we've obviously seen no other MCU characters in the trailer.
No.
I don't think.
No.
So,
So does this mean that this whole thing about Tom Holland being possibly spotted on set is bullshit? Because it sounds like it's bullshit.
Can you say how it is, Ben?
Or
don't mince your words, Ben.
Or the timeline for this movie is in the MCU and it's set before Infinity War. Because again, spoilers for Infinity War. At the end of Infinity War, obviously Peter Parker disappears.
Yeah.
So if he is in Venom, and Venom is coming out before Avengers 4, and Spider-Man at this point in the MCU timeline is dead. So does that mean that this is happening either before Infinity War's ending, or it is actually not part of the MCU, in which case you can't have Peter Parker in it because then it breaks the MCU?
I've got 2 things, but JB's got something to say first.
No, you go first, because I think I was going to say something
stupid. Did anything I say then make sense?
It did.
I'm just getting confused with timelines.
I think I think you've probably hit the nail on the head, Ben, in that the Russo brothers have probably said it's not part of the MCU because, and this is what I think, because Tom Holland probably is in it, but it's coming out before Avengers 4, and therefore you can't explain away that Spider-Man's in it because he's dead.
Spider-Man being in it
makes it part of the MCU.
Makes it part of the MCU.
So it's misdirect again.
Right.
There is another possibility, and that's that Tom Hardy and Tom Holland worked on a project together a few years back when Tom Holland was auditioning to be Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
And because I've listened to the what was the Nerdist podcast and is now
something else.
Doesn't
matter.
IO Idiot podcast with Chris. What's his name? The guy that Chris does Talking Dead.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I can't remember his name.
Chris Hardwick. Anyway, he was Tom Holland was on there, and he was
ID10T.
Yes, it was. Especially it spells out idiot. Yeah. Yeah. Tom Holland was saying that how Tom Hardy was helping him with his audition. So there's a very strong possibility that Tom Holland might just have rocked up on set to see his mate, because they're both English actors living in Los Angeles or wherever it is they're filming.
The States.
The States.
Cool.
That
Okay.
tiny little island, the United States.
So Venom isn't in the MCU, or he is, and we don't know, and it might be misdirect, but it might be the truth, but at the moment we don't know, so nothing matters.
We've had a bloody good discussion about it.
Yeah.
I feel like we put the world to rights on that.
You know what? I've got one more thing before we finish it, though.
All right.
What do you want it to be? Boys, putting it to you.
Ooh, question. Well, based on the other Spider-Man films that I've seen, and don't know much about Spider-Man in the comics, I always saw Venom as a baddie, and that his main person was Spider-Man.
He's fairly crucial to Spider-Man.
I love how you say baddie.
Why he's baddie?
Yeah.
He's baddie.
He's a bad man.
He's a bad guy.
He can mess you up.
He's a baddie.
He's a baddie.
So you would like it to be?
I would like to see that there would be something in there, whether it's just a little tidbit, like a little hand,
Yeah.
you know, like Webster is about to go.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It won't be in the, is it the iron suit? He won't be in that, will he?
No.
There's no way he
No,
could be in that,
no.
because that would be too timeline.
If he is in that, then that makes it part of the
Infinity
War timeline.
Yeah.
So what did he do? Just quickly zip back to wherever?
Maybe he just defeated Venom, and that's why he's on the bus.
Nah,
At the
he was
start.
going to school.
Yeah. But no, I think...
Wow.
Yeah, I think you're right. Something small
He might
like...
be going to school after he defeated Venom
True, yeah.
that night.
But it might be nice to have a little... He's getting poked. A little thing like that, like you say, nothing too obvious, but it's so intrinsic.
Yeah.
Venom doesn't exist without Spider-Man.
I answered this question on a previous podcast, and I will reiterate my stance. You should not have Venom without Spider-Man.
Because he's his baddie.
Exactly.
In its original incarnation, but in the more modern ones, he's a military guy, and it's Flash Thompson, and he has a very different guise. But that's not what we're being led to believe this film is.
No, the guys that we're seeing him in is the guys that he took on when he first bonded with Eddie Brock, and he was out to get Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It feels like a wasted opportunity if he's not part of the MCU, is what I think.
Big tick for Ben. Completely right.
That's the end of the news.
Nerd Scene.
So this is Nerd Scene. Now, the thing I want to explain here, I'm not sure anyone's going to get this because it's complicated, but it's a play on the words of scene and scene. And scene as in what you viewed with your eyes, S-E-E-N.
Yeah.
And scene as in S-C-E-N-E, like a segment of some sort of entertainment, like a play or a TV show or a film. Do you see what I'm getting at there?
No.
And we're nerds, so it's what nerds have seen, and because we've watched things that's entertainment.
Well, Ben just told me to put the fact that I'm watching Superman versus Batman, and I haven't
So
seen
past
it yet.
tense and future tense. Ben's wrong, isn't he?
I think
he's
so.
not. He's misunderstood what Nerd Scene is playing on.
Let's think about it over the week,
Yeah.
and I'll have a little read up and see if I can understand.
Yeah,
it.
I'll have to explain it next week if need be.
So, JB, let me ask you a question. You're watching the DC animated version of
No.
Batman vs
No,
Superman?
I'm watching the film, mate.
Oh, you mean actual BVS?
Yeah.
Oh, make sure you watch the extended Ultimate Cut.
Well, someone's already given me their extended Ultimate Cut.
Yeah.
Is it Blu-ray or DVD?
I
Blu-ray.
thought I can play it. I've checked it on my PS3.
Just checking.
All right.
Because if you didn't have it on Blu-ray, I have it on Blu-ray if you wanted to borrow it on Blu-ray.
Right.
But you've got it on Blu-ray, so everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Ben, I think what we're trying to say is that we're best friends and we don't need you anymore.
That
Wow.
makes me sad.
Yeah, so you're going to watch that?
Yes,
You've seen Man of Steel?
I have, yes.
You've never seen that?
No, I just haven't got round to it.
Okay.
I genuinely think that watching the extended cut is a far better experience.
And I'm going to set some time aside on Saturday to do it.
I almost feel like you should go through the pain that we went through.
No.
You should watch the theatrical cut and then watch the
I ain't got 6
ultimate
hours in my
cut.
life.
No, don't plant
way.
seeds into his brain like that.
No,
That's-
you've
I mean,
been-
technically, James is only 5.5 hours.
But by the time I might need a wee or get some popcorn and stuff
Definitely,
like that.
definitely need a wee.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I saw a really interesting video of Mark Commode's channel. He's the film critic, and he was talking about what's it called? The break in a intermissions.
Yeah.
So when he used to go to the cinema, there was always an intermission,
Yeah.
and like when he was a kid. And he gave an example like 2001: A Space Odyssey. They sort of planned it into a moment where it was a crescendo or a tension bit, and then you go for a break.
I remember the either girl or boy coming out with like a tray.
With the ice creams and
yeah. The cinema.
Absolutely.
I got 2 stories for you about intermissions.
Hang on, before you get to your stories about them, I just want to say about why he was talking about it, because he's saying Avengers Infinity War is massive in every single way you could possibly imagine. Budget, cast, everything, plus runtime. Yeah, exactly, duration. Because it's... And should they work in intermissions?
I could have probably... I don't know. I could have probably done with a wee.
I think it...
I had a nervous wee
But
at the start.
I think
because was
there's
excited.
a...
Excited wee. Excited?
Excited wee.
We're going off tangent.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's me
but
again.
there's an unspoken thing there about why I think streaming services are doing well, because at home you can pause it if you want to.
Yeah.
Where you go to the cinema,
yeah.
you've got, and we don't talk about that enough. But genuinely, that's a thing to enjoy it in the comfort of your own home.
But
We
it's
say
also
comfort
quite
break.
good that you can just watch it with other people on a massive screen with great sound.
I agree.
And all that sort of...
I'm all for the experience of the cinema, but I just think there's something interesting in there with
it is,
intermissions. 2 stories about intermissions, Ben.
The last movie I went to see at the cinema that had an intermission was Empire of the Sun. starring Christian
Oh,
Bale,
yeah.
former Batman.
Yeah.
And the intermission was at the bit where he's in the camp and he's a new guy, and then it's the end of him being the new guy, and then it comes back and he's been living with the Americans for 6 months or so. That was the intermission.
Appropriate time.
My mum used to work in a cinema.
No way.
She used to be one of those people that walked around with the trolley things.
Did
She
you
was
get-
at the top of Screen 1 in the Odeon in Exeter.
Yes.
She fell from the top step all the way down to the bit where you then sort of walk in,
Shut
holding
up.
one of those things, through food and stuff everywhere.
Did anyone go and
Had
help
to
her?
stop the film, had to turn the lights on, had to help her up, get all her stuff up.
Do you think
Usher her out.
I'd have probably snatched a little ice cream out of that.
I'm sure.
I'd
I'm
have checked,
sure
I'd have
things
checked
were
that your
pilfered.
mum would be all right. You all right? Ice cream.
She was fine. She was fine. This was a long time ago.
I've only ever had a film had to be stopped once, and that was when I was at an Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon when he was coming back, and his film. What was the film he came back with after he'd been End of Days, where he fought the
Demon?
Gabriel Byrne was the devil.
Yeah.
He didn't come back with that film.
Yes, he did, and the sixth day was after that, where it was clones.
Last Action Hero.
Do you mean after when he came back from being the Governator?
No. When he had he retired from films, and no, definitely.
Oh,
Look
okay.
it up. End of Days was his film. He hadn't done a film for ages.
Oh, okay.
And my local cinema, in fact, the one cinema I worked at, we did a movie marathon. There was Predator, Terminator 2, I think one of the Conans. There were 6 movies, and I can't
Please
remember
tell
all
me
of them.
Commando was in there.
It
What?
might have been. Commando might have been in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've got to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and exactly. It was an all-night. It was a 12-hour thing. You started late and finished in the morning. But one of the movies stopped. I'm pretty sure it's Conan. Conan.
Yes.
Anyway, halfway through, and we were all just like, "What the hell is going on?" I was
Really?
furious about it.
I've had a film stop about 20 minutes in because the projector overheated. It was a really hot day outside,
Right.
and they couldn't get it working. They had to cancel the screening. That was gutting.
What film was that?
I can't even remember.
Oh,
It was that View in Exeter.
Oh, right, okay.
It's about 3 or 4 years ago. Can't remember.
You ever walked out of a movie?
Yes, once. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
All right.
I thought it was crap, but I was a kid. If I watched it again now, I might appreciate it more. But at the time, it wasn't for me.
I was very close. I was seeing a girl in Cardiff, and my best friend was also there. And he and his girlfriend, he said, "Let's go and watch a film. I think it's called 9 Days, and it's like an erotic thriller." And it was just,
What's it called? Tell me.
it was, it was just weird. Didn't like it.
I
This
walked
is
out
a
of.
podcast conversation.
No, yeah,
This
yeah.
is the topic. What films have you walked out of? What films do you wish you'd walked out of?
My one is The Musketeer, which was like not Three Musketeers. It was kind of like a Resident Evil type
Was it
movie.
like a Wire Fu version?
Yeah, exactly,
of-
but
yeah.
set in the Musketeer time. And luckily, I worked in the cinema at the time, so I got to see it free. And I was about 15 minutes in, and I went, "No, not for me," and walked out.
I also find it really annoying when people come in late to a film.
Oh yeah, what's that all about?
I hate those people.
Yeah.
People who miss the trailers, fine, but judge it right so you walk in and you actually see the start of the film. Not you miss the first 5 minutes, interrupt everyone else.
But there's so
and
much
walk in-
before.
Yeah,
Why would you?
It drives me crazy.
Anyway, we've got 2 things on Nerd Scene.
You go first.
I started reading the book Eragon.
Sure.
I mean, it's old now. Don't get me wrong, it's old. 2006, maybe. I could be wrong. I've made that up.
Is it a film about that?
It was made into a film.
It's about the guy who can talk to dragons or something?
Not exactly. I remember seeing the film when I was younger, and I remember thinking, "Oh, that was fine and forgettable," but it got panned. It wasn't liked at all. But then I also heard that the book was very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a boot sale this weekend. For all you Americans out there, that's kind of like a yard sale on like steroids. Like lots of people
Car boot
bring
sale.
car
Were you
boot sale.
selling things?
No, I was buying.
Oh, brilliant.
Just having a look
Have
around,
you
'cause it was a
ever
sunny day.
sold anything at a car boot
Yeah,
sale?
yeah. Once I bought something from Ben at a boot sale because I stumbled into him.
Can I just confirm that when you go to a car boot sale, you drive up and then people, it's almost like walkers or zombies start collecting around your car.
Yeah.
For people that
Yeah.
want to sell stuff.
Absolutely.
And you can hear them
Looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
bargains.
Yeah.
and then you get out of the car and then you open the boot and they're just
They're in.
basically taking stuff out. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't even got my decorating table out yet.
No,
to put
yeah,
my
exactly.
Stuff
Yeah,
on.
yeah. So I was at one of these boot sales where that happens, and I felt quite bad because there was a little girl who had the entire set of the Eragon books, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
And one of them was in hardback, so it's a big chunky book. And I was like, "How much do you want for your books?" I think I'd just pick up one for 50p or something, you know. And her mum asked her, and she sort of ummed and ahed. She went, £3 for the set. I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure." Okay, and wandered around, and then I came back and was like, "No, I want it." So I took these 4 books for £3, and I felt instantly terrible because really she should have charged me more for 4
You
books.
should have given her a £5.
I should have get it. Yeah, I should have
Oh,
done.
mate.
However-
That girl was crying when she went home.
Really enjoying Eragon. So.
Wow.
But
Big shout out to the girl that helped you with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
It's a young adult book.
Yeah,
But
it
it's-
was a movie in 2006
Yeah, so I
starring
think it was-
Ed
Yeah.
Spielers, who was in Downton Abbey, and Jeremy Irons as
And-
Brom.
John Malkovich is in it and people like that. It's not a great movie, but the book is a young adult book. It's got like flavors of Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and to a more modern extent like Game of Thronesy type things and Robin Hood type. It's all fantasy. It takes from all of those places, but it's kind of it's okay. It doesn't take them and you feel like, oh, you stole that. It feels like, oh, that's something I recognise, so it gets a move on. It doesn't have to explain it all along the way. I'm enjoying it.
Can I just say that I went to Jeremy Irons' house for a friend's wedding, and Jeremy Irons was handing out pasties to people. He handed me a pasty. He didn't know that I despise cheese and onion pasties. And when you get a pasty, I'm thinking it's steak, it's standard.
Yeah.
He gave me one of the cheese and onion, and I was too polite to tell him that I don't like them, so I ate it.
That's one of the greatest stories I have ever heard in my life. Jeremy Irons gave me a pasty which I hated, but I ate it anyway.
Can I just say that is God honest truth? I managed to get a little bit more drunk and then I started wanting to sing the Scar song. You know, with the little...
Be prepared. Yeah. Amazing.
I didn't, but anyway, there you go.
That would have been
That's
fun.
my claim to fame.
He owns a castle. Did you know that?
Yeah. It wasn't at the castle,
No,
but he
no.
lives in a beautiful village in Oxford somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
And
Wow. It's a great story. Thank
Thank you very much.
Last thing on Nerd Scene, Cobra Kai.
So I want to... thank you for ruining my intro there.
No worries.
This is why you're a... What do we call him? A dick or a bastard or whatever it was?
Prick.
Hey, prick, standard.
This is why you're a prick.
Yeah.
Because you went KKKK Cobra Kai in parentheses is crap or whatever.
Have you seen it?
No, I'm just not interested. No.
Okay,
Well, you can't
but
say it's rubbish then.
It's rubbish.
No,
I can say it.
Don't say that. Don't say that because I'll tell you what. I watched it. I was excited when I saw the trailer for this start of the year, and I totally forgot it was coming out. And I saw Mark from Skip to the End, who sort of said he watched the whole thing in one day and absolutely loved it. It's 10 episodes. They're all about 25 minutes long, I guess.
You told me 27 earlier.
Oh, 27, 30 minutes. Doesn't matter. Nothing
He's a
matters.
liar,
Of course
isn't
it
he?
does.
He's a liar.
Yeah, well,
He's
I'd have lost 2 minutes in
Yeah.
a day if I was doing that.
Sometimes I hate him so much.
Just gonna look
Sometimes I
out the
just
window.
really just want to punch him in the face. What?
Carry on. Let's talk about Cobra
Yeah.
Kai.
Yeah.
If you liked any of the Karate Kid films,
I like the first
and
one.
I mean the 80s Karate Kid films, not the remake, not the next Karate
Are
Kid.
you talking about liked it then or think it's a good movie now?
Liked it then?
Because
If you liked it then, you will love Cobra Kai now.
'Kay.
Because what it is a healthy dose of nostalgia, but it brings it up to date. It's really clever with its story and the fact that who's the bully, who's the weakling who's getting bullied.
you're a healthy dose of
It's
nostalgia.
different attitudes from different peoples, and you see Johnny Lawrence's, William Zabka's sort of side and what's happened to him. And it's 10 episodes long, as I said. The 5th episode is dedicated to the guy who played Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita, I think it is his name.
Yeah, Danielson.
And I absolutely wept at the end of that
Oh,
episode.
did you really?
Honestly,
What,
it
did you have
made
to
me
get a tissue
cry
out?
my eyes out. Yeah, I did, because it was absolutely beautiful. And it's talking about them sort of rediscovering their love for something that they loved when they were a kid, and it changes who they are as an adult and how they pass that on to people that look up to them. Honestly, I absolutely loved it, and I cannot recommend it enough. If you like the Karate Kid films in the 80s,
I like the
but you don't
first one,
remember
Ben.
them,
No, I like the first one. The other
please
ones were not
watch
very good,
Cobra.
were
No,
they?
do you know what? This is almost a sequel just to the first one.
And once you've watched it, did it make you want to clean your car and put some wax on and then some wax off? Or did you fancy doing painting the fence?
Do you know what? There's a really, really, really funny scene where I won't go into it too much.
Just made me want to
But-
catch a fly with chopsticks.
Mate,
Thanks.
you haven't even watched it. I asked him.
I know. I've seen Karate Kid. It was fine.
Do you know what, you guys? You're dicks when you do this, you know.
What?
What?
When I try and talk about something I really enjoy and you go off on tangents deliberately.
But that's the point of us.
yeah,
That is
but
the point of us.
It's also dicky, so
Right,
don't
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
I'm gonna-
Hang on. No, hang on. If you're listening to this and you enjoy when we make Ben feel belittled, please let us know and we'll do more of it.
I've got to be honest. I am semi interested in watching this.
Yeah.
Because I've read a little bit about the synopsis, and I think you're right. Does it have like great music to it as well?
Yeah.
You know, I love my music.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
got
mu-
up-to-date music. It's got music from the 80s in it. It's got music that was used in the film, so it's nostalgia heavy. It's honestly, it's something so different to what we're used to at the moment. So it's not massive superheroes, world-ending stuff. It's not people running around, end of the world sort of stuff. It's just two people who are now in their 50s, remembering what they were like as teenagers and their lives coming together again. Honestly, it's really, really good. And like I said, the 5th episode is called Counterbalance, and I was weeping at the end of that. Absolutely weeping.
If you wanted to watch this, Ben, how do we watch it?
It's on YouTube Red. However, the first 2 episodes are free, so
Right.
you can watch them for free. And then after that, it's like £1.89 an episode.
Basically, it's $1.99, right? It's probably $1
yes,
exchange
or
rate.
$2.50 or something.
It's,
How do you-
it's,
How do you watch it for free? Do you just go into YouTube Red?
You watch the first 2 episodes. Just search for Cobra Kai on YouTube.
I'm doing this right now.
And watch the first 2 episodes, and then after that, you have to do it through like your browser on your PC. I don't think you can pay for it for your mobile phone, but if you do it through your browser on your PC and you buy it with like a PayPal account or put in your credit card details, it will instantly be available on your phone as well.
right.
Can I just watch it with you?
I can lend you my YouTube details and let
Yeah.
you watch it. Yeah,
Wow,
it's not a
wow.
problem.
Piracy-
I'll lend it to you though, James,
piracy
but not you,
recorded.
Nate, because you are a prick.
Have the guys aged well?
Yeah, honestly, yes. William Zabka is... Well, they're both in their 50s. Ralph Macchio as well. Yeah, they look great. They look really good.
I know I'm teasing you. I'm sure it's good.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
like it when you tease me like
It's
that.
just not for
about
me.
something I love.
No, it's just not for me. But I know
But
it
how
looks
do you know
good.
it's not for you?
Because I'm not that fussed by Karate Kid. Fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Ghostbusters, man, from the 80s. That's my thing, you know? And you haven't even seen it, so get out.
I haven't even seen it. Do you know, I told you that it was on Sky, and
Yeah.
I looked to record it, then I deleted the recording
Oh, jeez.
because I just thought I was never going to watch it.
Sure,
Brilliant.
you've got it on DVD, Nate. You can lend to James.
I've got it DVD and Blu-ray.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, because we did a commentary on it.
We did?
Is that the end of Nerd Scene?
Yeah, that's the end of Nerd Scene.
Should we talk about Lost in Space?
Yeah, you're hanging around.
Yeah, things have changed in my life, and so I can mock maybe both of you. I don't know about Lost in Space because again, shock horror. I haven't had an opportunity to watch it.
Because of Netflix, isn't it?
Oh, it is because of hashtag
Yeah.
Netflix.
Oh, there's a little bird literally just outside the window singing. I wonder if I can pick that up on the recording.
That would be
Lovely
nice.
days.
Probably.
When people say that, always reminds me of Dumb and Dumber when he's got the pretty bird, little bird. Do you remember when?
No, I don't remember this.
When he chops
it's
his head off.
It's
is
a
that-
dead bird,
Yeah,
isn't
it's,
it?
oh, it's for the blind kid.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, you're not Dumb and Dumber? You're not
Yeah,
Dumb and Dumber
I just
fan?
don't remember it.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
fine.
I do.
So you haven't seen Lost in Space, but you don't mind spoilers?
I don't mind spoilers,
You're
but
like the opposite of a spoiler-free life. You don't mind spoilers ever, do you?
Well, mainly because I remember the original TV show.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm sure there is a line that goes through this new show, which is pretty much the same as the TV show.
Yeah, similar, I suppose. Ben, I hope you don't mind, but we're going to jump in here mostly. I think reckon spoilers from the beginning, probably. 'cause-
Spoilers from the beginning,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
So this show is almost a prequel to the 60s show.
What?
It kind of ends with a setup how the 60s show starts. And
Oh, right, okay.
So they do get lost in space early on. In fact, they get lost in space at the very beginning.
Yes,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
what becomes apparent throughout the 10 episodes is that there are actually many people, 100 or so, more people,
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
also lost on this one planet. So there's lots of them. And the entire first season is about escaping this planet.
People, aliens.
People.
Okay.
And it ends with the group that you remember from the TV show, the 60s TV show.
The Robinsons.
The Robinsons and Dr. Smith.
And Don West.
And Don West.
/ Han Solo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Being lost in space proper. So the other people get away and they get caught.
Did
and
they
so
sacrifice themselves? Hashtag spoilers.
No.
Do you know the premise of Lost in Space, James?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
So just for anyone listening who doesn't know the premise of Lost in Space, our Earth it's set in the 20 years into the future or something like that.
there's
Earth
an
is
official date.
dying or an event has happened. In the show, a comet hits.
Right.
And it causes all sorts of disasters, and basically nothing's going to grow on Earth.
It's 2048.
There you go. So nothing's going to grow on Earth.
But I think it's not just the comet. We've overused the resources.
That's
It's
right.
there's
Resources
a
are running
social
out.
commentary thing there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we've found and we've got people on Alpha Centauri, which
Yeah.
I love that it's still Alpha Centauri. I've got to say.
That's great.
And People can go. It's a one-way ticket. People can go, and the best of the best can go.
And you have to go through tests to
That's
get
right.
to it.
You've
Yeah.
got to test yourself. You've got to be really fit. You've got to be really clever. You've got to be multi-skilled
And emergency situation
That's right.
skills. And the show, Lost in Space, the new one, flashes back to Earth and gives you the Robinsons going through that process. It's very interesting. I really liked that.
Yeah, I did as well. So something happens on the big ship they're on, which I've completely forgotten the name of right now.
It's
like some kind of colony sort of ship where all these...
The Resolute. It is the Resolute.
I just thought I'd make that up. Maybe that's what I thought.
It is the Resolute.
Yeah,
so the Resolute is a massive ship,
Yeah.
massive spaceship, like a colony ship. Think of the Enterprise in Star Trek: Next Generation.
Oh, it splits up in two.
Times it by 100. It's about that big.
Wow.
And it's got all these little pods on it.
It's got these little pods in it, which are called the Jupiter ships. All right, and they are at the beginning of the movie. TV show.
Yeah.
Do beg your pardon. They are landing or crash landing on a planet, an alien planet, because they've had to get away from the Resolute.
Through flashbacks later on throughout the show, you discover that something was on the Resolute. Explosions started happening. The Resolute started being ripped apart. Big parts of it have crash landed on the planet as well. Some of it's still in space and working. Blah blah blah. Spoilers become that it's the robot, Will Robinson's robot, and it's from we don't know what it's from. A species of some sort of alien/AI creature, and I really love the design of the robot. In this.
It is actually quite scary.
But it has two. It has two designs.
There's
it has
two
two
designs.
designs. When it's in its sort of fire mode, evil mode, it's got 4 arms and it's all CGI.
Yeah.
And it looks all right for TV. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I do think it looks very good, but it doesn't stay in that mode very long.
No,
because they can't afford the CG.
Yeah, but Will Robinson saves the robot in the first episode from falling into a big pit of fire, and it's ripped in half, and he pulls its 2 parts together and makes it whole again. And because he saves it, it sort of goes into this sort of calm mode, and it copies the state of Will Robinson, and it combines 2 of the arms together on each side and becomes like a man, and then it's a man in a suit. And it looks great. I think it's one of the best men in suit robot things I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah, I love the way it looks. I love its face as well. It's very, very well designed.
Danger, Will Robinson, great voice.
It is good.
Just standard computerized.
Yeah, but I
voice,
think
isn't
it's
it?
good. I think it's well thought out.
They don't make it talk too much, or they make it so that we don't understand what it's getting at too much.
The face has different. It's got like that space kind of depth look to it, and that there's maybe tweaks to the way that looks, and you kind of get some emotion from it, or maybe we're projecting onto it. I don't know, but. We talked about the robot a lot. The robot's great in this.
Yeah, the robot is great. I mean, the underpinning story. I mean, all the best shows these days have an episode-to-episode story and an underpinning story all the way through the whole season. Through the whole show. And the whole underpinning story for this season of Lost in Space is get off the planet, because the planet they learn it's going very, very close to the sun, and it'll become uninhabitable within a couple of weeks. Or so.
It seems like a paradise, but then there's all sorts of monsters there, and there are all sorts of creatures, and then they'll find out the planet's dying.
Days are lasting longer, temperatures going up.
Yeah, there's no water left eventually. And
sounds pretty cool.
So they have to get away, basically. And literally every single episode is what... Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
We mainlined it. We watched it in like 3 days.
However, every episode was... What stupid situation are we going to put these characters in now so the planet will kill them?
But I'll tell you, you're absolutely right, without a doubt. But I'll tell you why it works, because they're all really likeable characters.
And
everyone in it, you're like, I want to see the dumb situation they're in, because they're so interesting to watch in these dumb situations.
I would also say they all act very... Not only are the characters well written, all the actors who portray the characters... really sell the role. They're not. No one phones it in. Everyone's really on board. You've got Action Dad.
Dad is the best. Toby Stevens.
He was in Die Another Day as the bad guy.
Yeah.
He is so stereotypical Action Dad. He even says cheesy lines, and they kind of reference it in the show. He's so dumb, but brilliant at it. But I would say Molly Parker is the star of the show, the mum.
I'm not going to lie, I did not like her character to start with.
Well, you're wrong.
That's
she's
fine.
Great.
But however, once she let up a little bit on Action Dad, because you don't really realise there's a little bit of needle between.
Are they about to split up or something?
Yes, they are, exactly
Mum
right.
and Action Dad.
Yeah.
And then they sort of, what was it, about maybe 5th or 6th episode, they get trapped in one of the what are those cars called? They got a really cool name.
Oh, they're in these pods. Yeah, they've got like moon buggies.
Chariot?
Yeah, the chariots.
Is
I
this
think.
where
They
they're
get trapped in one underneath a tar pit, basically, and they have to use science to get out of it.
The
And
whole
they use
show.
science to get out of everything.
I love
It's
science.
brilliant.
Having spoilt it for you, I actually think you'd really enjoy it.
Well-
I even still now think you would.
Yeah, I do.
Parker
Genuinely.
Posey, who plays Dr. Smith, is just so hateable. She's got such a slappable face. And I genuinely think that about Parker Posey anyway. But she's meant to be. She's this really, like, dripping with hatred and selfishness, nasty piece of work.
Jealous
Because
of
she's
everything.
she
and everyone.
lies constantly. You just really hate her.
She's manipulative.
And
she is.
Ben, do you know anyone like that?
they're looking at me.
I
It's
don't.
not manipulative.
Isn't
It
it?
is a bit nasty sometimes.
Yeah.
Mind you, you were both nasty in Nerd Scene, so screw the both of you. Carry on. Carry
Yeah,
on.
so she's. I didn't realise until the end that I was enjoying hating her. Along the way, I was like, oh, I really hate her. Really, just, oh, God, she really annoys me. She doesn't hurt, she has no motivation whatsoever. She's just mean.
Yeah.
But then at the end, I'm like, oh, yeah, she's the fly in the ointment.
I mean, she's making moves throughout the first part of the show to protect herself, and then through the second part of the show, like the last 5 episodes, she's making moves to gain a bit of power in the environment that she finds herself in. And the power that she wants is she wants control of the robot. She wants control of the robot, basically.
Why?
Because the robot is the robot is basically
It's all powerful.
Deus Ex robot. It can do anything. It can save people from ice. It can save people from
Monsters.
bad monsters. It
Yeah.
can save people from this situation, that situation.
It
And
can
basically,
heal people. It can, it's.
Basically, when the robot is protecting Will Robinson at the start of the show, after Will Robinson sort of bonds with it, it will not let him come to any harm at all. It will go to great lengths to protect him.
It's a really wonderful thing to watch, actually. It's really lovely, like Big Brothery type thing.
It's almost
you know?
a little bit like T2 with John Connor and the
Oh, yeah.
Very much
and
like
the
that, yeah.
T800, whatever it is.
T1000?
T101 model 800.
Anyway, yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So it will do anything to protect him. Something happens to the robot, won't go into it, but it sort of gets damaged and gets put back together again by Dr. Smith, I say in air quotes.
Yeah.
And then it sort of bonds with and thinks, right, well, I'm going to protect you. I'm now your protector. So you sort of see the lengths the robot will go to protect
Its best friend.
Yeah.
what it considers as its protectee, I
That's a
guess.
horrible betrayal in the show. Really awful. Really, really felt it. And that's why I think the show's so good, because you genuinely like, oh, God, I hate that that's happened.
Explain that, the betrayal,
The Dr. Smith then has the bond with the
Oh, yeah,
robot.
yeah,
because
yeah.
you the Robinsons, as I said to you, they're so interesting, they're so engaging. You want them to do well. And Will, generally I think child actors can be annoying sometimes, but he's not. This guy's really good.
I think that in the first episode, I did not like Will Robinson. I thought he was
really?
a whiny little prick. However, as the show went on, and I've got to say, by the way, the line that he said to his mum that could have been the last thing he said to his mum in the last episode, you've protected me your whole life, what's the point of doing it if I can't then protect you? In bits.
Yeah.
Absolutely in bits.
Is he a crier?
He's
I
a
am
crier.
massive...
He cries
I'm a
everything.
dad, man. You're a dad.
I am as well.
You cry at adverts, don't you? If you say you don't, you are a liar, and those children of yours are not yours.
Oh my gosh. Can you just tell me an advert that you would cry at?
Anything where a child...
What,
okay, for example...
Like Muller Light?
Oh, okay, maybe not an advert then, but an advert... Say something on TV where, like those charity adverts for
Oh,
kids.
yeah, they kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
I turn them
children
off.
in need? Or
I don't watch it because I know it'll make me cry.
There you go.
Oh,
see?
you made me think about something, harking back to the joke I had earlier, that Louis C.K. says, he says, when you said to JB then about if you don't cry at adverts, you're a liar, one of the Louis C.K. jokes is there are two different types of people in the world. Those people who piss in the shower and liars. Always think of that when someone says, you do this or you're a liar.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah,
Who
it's
doesn't
good.
piss in the shower?
Yeah, liars.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. We're not allowed to talk about him at the moment, though, are we?
No.
Because he's a bad guy.
I think he's done some bad stuff, but that doesn't change the fact that he's funny. I know. I
Move away from
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Lost in Space. It's bloody good.
I don't think we should talk any more about it. I think what we should do now is answer the questions that our listeners have put to us.
Well, I will tell you one thing. We didn't get an awful lot, but shall I tell you why? I don't think a lot of people have seen this.
I really like Dom as well. Sorry, yes.
Oh, Don West. Again, I didn't like him at the start,
Nah,
but
but
as the
so
show went
likeable at the
on,
end.
he is Han Solo.
He's so likeable.
He's
at
a
the end.
smuggler.
Yeah.
He's always got an answer. He's always quipping. Yeah.
So what questions did we get then, Ben?
We got a couple. Okay, so here we go. So Jack and the Geeks Talk, which is at Jack Geeks Talk, they said, what was Dr. Smith's problem? Screwing with the Robinsons would have only led to her own demise.
I think it's all about power, as you quite rightly said. It's
Yeah,
all about
I think
power
so.
and gaining power in that unit because she's a liar.
I think from her upbringing as well. You know, when it flashes back and she's taking the place of her younger, more successful sibling.
Yes. Who was played by...
Someone who was in films.
yeah, someone
and
in
stuff.
films, yeah.
Doesn't matter. I think she was in the Hellboy movies.
She
as
was.
The girl who would
She
catch
was.
on fire, but I can't remember.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Fire Girl.
I'm going to find her because she's a person.
I think
Selma Blair.
That's the one. I think her upbringing has been so... She's had such a rough time of it that she will then use any situation to her advantage, and it's just natural for her to be like that person.
Yeah.
I suspect that character will evolve as the show goes on.
I actually think that her and Will bonded slightly.
Yeah.
I think there's a little
Maybe.
bit there.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
little thing,
possibly.
Yeah.
Where can I get one of those chariots? I don't know, but I want one.
It's the Doom buggy thing. They work really cool, and they're like solar powered. So it's just it's a TV show like right around like, oh, we've got no fuel for the ships to take off. Don't worry, the chariots work. They're solar powered.
Oh,
like they'll always work. They can drive
Are they
everywhere.
cooler than the buggies in Westworld? Because I think the buggies in Westworld are pretty cool.
They're pretty similar,
Yeah,
actually.
very similar. Yeah, they're
Just
probably,
with the ones
yeah.
in this show have a bit of housing, whereas those ones don't.
I bet they're the same model underneath.
We didn't talk about Robinson female kids.
Oh, they're great. They're fantastic, and the
I
relationship between
liked
Dom,
both of those two from the start.
yeah, Dom and the elder one, and I forget her name, which is awful, but yeah, Judy
Yes.
or
No. The other
Judy's
one.
from the Jetsons, isn't it?
yeah. Anyway, next questions.
No alien spiders? Question mark.
That's what the robot is.
The robot is the alien spider, isn't it?
Yes.
Pretty much.
'Cause in the-
I don't like alien spiders.
Have you seen the 90s Lost in Space movie with Matt LeBlanc?
Yes.
Well, in that, there were these creepy alien spiders. Do you remember them?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dr.
bad.
Smith gets
It's bad.
infected by one and sort of becomes a great, big, gigantic
Attic
one.
spider.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith played by Gary Oldman in
Yeah.
the 90s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you had an alien robot protector, what would you have it do?
Kill everyone. What? Sorry, it just came out. I didn't mean... That was a Freudian slip.
I would have it rob a bank for me and get me all the money that I would ever need in the world to be comfortable, and then shut itself down, hand itself in, and I'll just keep all the money. There you go.
Oh,
Job done.
no.
I'd
You
probably
bonded
do
with
what
it.
a little bit like Connor does in the Terminator films. I think I'd be like really gobby and just like pull this robot out of the back. And
Teach
just
it to
like,
smile and do
Yeah.
high fives and
Yeah,
say,
like,
no
you
problem
know,
or dickhead,
yeah,
or whatever it
and
is.
then
When there's
smack him up.
someone comes up with a gun and he's like,
Yeah.
grab this guy,
Yeah,
grab
yeah,
this
yeah,
piece of shit.
exactly.
I said,
Yeah,
grab
yeah.
his hair, yeah.
And then he goes to shoot him and he's like, no,
Yeah.
you guys get out of here. Well, John, you just caused the problem,
Yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah.
Would you have it be in spider mode, though, or humanoid mode?
Humanoid mode most of the time and spider mode when you wanted to fuck shit up. Excuse my language.
Wow.
Oh,
God.
my. Roll that out.
Wow.
Man. What else we got?
I'm going to have to tag this bit of the of the podcast with listener questions bit, because this next one is from someone who hasn't seen the show.
Okay.
So this is from Ben from X Geeks, which is at X Geeks.
Hi, Ben.
My question is: I'm on the fence about starting this show. Should I bother to watch it? Is it worth it? Your answer will have consequences. And they sent a GIF of Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Holmes going. Like raising his eyebrows,
Oh, right,
as if,
yeah.
yeah, what? You got to say something?
Yes, definitely. Watch it.
Yeah, without spoilers, because he's just skipped to this point. I think you should absolutely definitely watch the show, and when you do, come back and listen to our rambling review of it, because it's great fun.
Yeah, I mean, the comic guy asked us about this and said, like, should I even be watching it? Knowing that he loves Star Trek Discovery as he did, I think this is right up his alley.
Oh, painful. Yes.
Do you agree then?
Yeah, definitely. I think Dave will very much. Dave liked Stargate, the TV show.
Oh, yeah. It's got shades of that.
I've said this on every time I've mentioned Dave liking Stargate, but his wife would be forced to watch it with him.
Oh, yeah,
and
you
she
told me
would
this
go,
before, yeah.
"Oh, Stargate, yeah, they go to a different planet, they get lost in the woods, then they find that person, then they go back through the Stargate, and everyone's happy again." She will have the exact same feeling about this show. Oh, every episode, oh, they get put in danger. Oh, they use science to work it out. Oh, they're safe again. Oh, now something else is happening. That's what she'll think.
Yeah.
But I think he will absolutely, genuinely love it. I really do.
Got?
Anyway, Seb Reeves, that's at the real Mr. Seb. Hashtag Lost in Space. Comparing the robots from the 2 series and the film, which is your favourite and why? Now, I'm going to have an answer here that is going to shock you.
Go for it.
My favourite is the one from the 60s because it is so iconic.
Yeah, it's a version of Robbie the Robot, isn't it? It's
Yes.
not quite Robbie the Robot.
No.
It's called Robot, but
I love the fact that it's got arms that waggle around the place and it's danger, danger, Will Robinson. And
That's
it's
a really
actually
good impression.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
thank
really
you.
good, yeah.
And it actually talks like it actually talks. Whereas the robot in the Netflix show is an obvious alien AI hybrid version of a humanoid / spider.
Do you think it's because technology's moved on?
yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, if
this
the
is what
robot,
people were thinking about in the 60s. This is what a robot would look like.
if the robot in the Netflix show was like the robot in the 60s show, which basically pretty much just slightly updated face is what the 90s movie robot was like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work.
No.
It wouldn't work
It
at
had like a
all.
vacuum
Because no one
thing.
would be scared of it. Everybody would be like, why is this thing trying to attack us? Just let's walk up some stairs that it can't roll up and everyone will be
Yeah.
fine. Nate, what's your favourite version of the robot?
I really like the 90s movie original Robot. It changes later on, but I really like that. I know that's dumb, but
It looks like Short Circuit on speed, you know,
Yeah,
Johnny Five,
yeah,
because he's
it's-
got the roller feet,
it's
the
got
track feet.
it's got 90s all over it though, right? It's like
Yeah.
super chunky and it's got pincers and rollers.
The
and,
top half to me looks like RoboCop 2.
Yeah,
The
it's
bottom
also
half looks like
Ooh, Ben.
the alien. Sorry, the robot from Short Circuit.
yeah,
There you go.
that's Johnny Five.
There you go.
Yeah.
Johnny Five.
It's also got shades of Battlestar Galactica Cylons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, so I really like it. I know I shouldn't. I know the 90s one is not something to be liked,
Mate, you
but
smashed that.
I really like
great.
it.
We should also say this is not telling of the Netflix robot, which is absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just that I like the 60s one because it's nostalgic. You like the 90s one because it looks like a Cylon.
Yeah,
There you go.
but the modern robot, the new one, is more a creature, whereas
Yes.
that is a robot.
Yeah.
You know.
Living, breathing type of thing.
Not spoiling it.
What
but
do you think?
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen the new one, but you've seen
Well,
pictures of it. You know.
I think. What do I think? I'd probably say the new one.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't seen enough of it, I just think it's nice how, like I said, technology's moved on, artificial intelligence and all that sort of jazz.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's playing into what we now
Yeah, it's
know.
moulding into
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that.
But the robot changes in the 90s movie, doesn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Are you sure about
yeah,
that?
in the future. Yeah, carry on talking. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to. Yeah. Oh, there it is. No, look. This is what it becomes.
This is great radio.
Yeah, look. If you look, everyone look this up. It has a head like the '60s one later on, and it spins around.
How does it do that?
Don't know. Something
Okay.
breaks. I think Will might fix it.
Just because he's got a light bulb lying around?
Yeah.
You sure it doesn't start off like that? And then turn into the
No,
RoboCop short
no,
circuit
I'm
one?
not certain.
You're not certain
no,
of anything, are you?
No.
Okay.
We need to watch it again. I actually wouldn't mind watching it again.
Ben, great question, by the way. Put him on the back foot.
Yeah.
Right, final question we've got. We
Yep.
didn't get that many, but thank you for the ones that we did get. Mark, which is at Mark_outer_cryo. I've only seen one episode. My question so far is how long do I need to put up with that annoying child for? I think he's talking about Will Robinson.
Yeah. 10 episodes, but it gets better.
I'd say he gets better after the first episode.
Yeah.
And I think the second he brings the robot home, which no spoilers, but is not the second episode or the end of the first episode, isn't
And the
it?
first episode, yeah.
Things pick up for him.
Yeah.
And he's actually got a really decent arc all
He
the
has.
way through the show.
They
He
all
starts
have.
off as this little scared, helpless kid. And without going too much into spoilers, he doesn't end up that way.
I think everyone has an arc. I think that genuinely everyone gets good screen time.
It's a great TV show, and I'm looking forward to seeing more.
The final thing I will say is it's a
Non-spoilers.
family TV show. There's not a hell of a lot of violence, although there are things in it that make you wince. It's kind of off camera quite often, which is quite nice. I know that our friend Steve has been watching it with his boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I also like there's not too much swearing and there's not too much sex as well. It's a family show. I enjoyed it.
I don't know if Grace would get too worried about the moments of tension in it.
Yes.
So, for example, Grace is my 9 next week daughter. She can't watch Fort Boyard on ITV
CITV.
Kids or CITV, what it's called, without getting so wound up about whether or not they're going to do the challenge or not.
Is it like the Crystal Maze, that?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Crystal Maze for
okay,
kids,
yeah.
basically. So I don't know if she'll be able to put up with some of the tension in this.
Right, fair enough. Okay.
So maybe in a year or so. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely, I would agree with that for the most part. It's Dave could watch this with his son, Logan. That's right.
Logan.
And he'd love it. They'd both love it. There you go. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's,
do you want to watch it now after all those spoilers?
Yes.
Oh, cool. There we go. We've
Yeah,
done a good job.
true
Yeah.
story.
you can borrow Netflix. Netflix?
Netflix. Oh my god, that's something
what is
right
a
there.
Netflix?
Damn it! I should have pasted that. You can borrow Nate's Netflix account. You can borrow my YouTube Red account for Cobra Kai.
Brilliant.
This is piracy recorded. It's like, if only we had
Give
some way
it
of
to us for
catching-
free, or let us pay for it, or we're going to go and get it some
Someone's
other
already
way.
paid for it, so what's the problem?
Just want to look at my Netflix, don't you?
Well,
Okay, cool. So, Ben, if people can let us know that we're idiots and get in touch with us, how can they do that?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email, other stuff. Anyway, just search for Nerdschatting, Google Nerdschatting, go to our blog, nerdschatting.com. You can find this podcast on Podbean, which is nerdschatting.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, we're also on Spotify. Our email address is nerdschatting@outlook.com. We did a great little competition last week where we gave away some Funko Pop stuff. We also gave away all the UK editions of the Free Comic Book Day stuff this week. So that's good. And we might have a little Han Solo competition come at the end of the month or start of June. We shall see.
Ooh,
there you go.
Cool. So what are we doing next week? Do we know what we're doing next week? We don't know what we're doing. Deadpool's out next week.
Deadpool's out on Tuesday.
So we probably won't have seen it by then. So maybe something about Deadpool?
Maybe something about Deadpool or R-rated sort of comic book characters or something.
Maybe. I mean, listeners, let us know what we should talk about. Maybe something like what other comic book characters haven't been made that should be R-rated that we want to see, or something a little bit more slick than that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or that exact thing that you just said.
Right. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.